Successful people are simply those with successful habits repeated with precision, while unsuccessful people hope their life will change without changing their daily routines. What if I told you that the biggest difference between you and the top 1% isn't talent, luck, or education, but the simple routines you follow when no one is watching? You see, wealthy individuals have decoded a truth that most people ignore. Success is not an event. It is a daily pattern. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the mindset and routines of a multimillionaire. How would you start your day? Would you hit snooze 5 times and scroll through social media, or would you rise with purpose? Knowing that every minute you control in the morning is an investment in your future. The wealthy don't stumble into success. They engineer it through discipline. They've built routines that automate excellence, making success inevitable over time. Most people live reactively, letting circumstances dictate their actions, but the rich live proactively. Their routines are designed to create momentum before the world even has a chance to interfere. Let's dissect what it truly means to build routines like the wealthy. First, understand that routines are not restrictive, they're liberating. They eliminate decision fatigue. They free your mental bandwidth for higher level thinking. Wealthy individuals don't waste mental energy on trivial choices. They automate the small so they can focus on the big. But building routines is not about copying someone else's checklist. It's about crafting rituals that align with your personal vision and values. The rich understand that routines are identity anchors. Every time you follow through on a disciplined habit, you reinforce the identity of a high performer. And identity always drives behavior. The first battle of the day is won or lost within the first hour of waking up. Successful people understand this. They don't start their mornings by consuming external noise. They begin with internal alignment reading, journaling, exercising, or visualizing their goals. They prime their minds to lead the day, not follow it. For the next 7 days, I challenge you to design a morning routine that empowers you. Wake up 1 hour earlier than usual. Use this hour to invest in yourself before you invest in anything else. Read 10 pages of a book that sharpens your mind. Write down your top 3 priorities for the day. Visualize yourself executing with excellence. Move your body to ignite your energy. These simple actions will rewire your self-image. You'll start seeing yourself as someone who is in control, someone who operates with clarity and confidence. And that identity will influence every decision you make throughout the day. But routines don't end with mornings. The wealthy design their entire day with intentional rituals that amplify productivity and minimize distractions. They operate in blocks of deep, focused work. They understand that multitasking is a myth. True productivity comes from single tasking with full presence. For the next 7 days, experiment with focus blocks. Allocate 90-minute sessions where you eliminate every distraction, phone on airplane mode, no notifications, no multitasking. During these blocks, work on your highest impact tasks, the ones that move you closer to your big goals. This practice will transform the way you work. You'll accomplish more in those focus blocks than most people do in an entire scattered day. The wealthy guard their focus like a lion guards its territory. They understand that time is a non-renewable asset, and they treat it with the seriousness it deserves. Let's also talk about the evening routine. The rich don't end their days in chaos. They close their day with reflection and preparation. Every evening, they review their wins and analyze their misses. They plan their next day in advance. This simple act of evening planning reduces anxiety and primes their subconscious mind to solve problems even while they sleep. For the next 7 days, implementa 15 minute evening ritual. Write down 3 things you did well. Identify 1 area for improvement. List your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Then, visualize yourself executing those tasks with precision. This small practice will bring an extraordinary sense of control and confidence. Now, let's shift from routines to mindset. Building routines like the wealthy is only half the equation. You must also think like the rich. And rich thinking starts with how you perceive problems and opportunities. Most people see problems as obstacles. The wealthy see them as opportunities for leverage. When an average person encounters a challenge, they complain or retreat. When a wealthy individual faces the same challenge, they ask, how can I turn this into an advantage? This proactive mindset is not an accident. It's trained through daily habits. Every time you respond to adversity with creativity instead of complaint, you're wiring your brain for high-level problem-solving. The rich have conditioned themselves to default to solution mode. That's a mindset built through conscious repetition. One of the biggest mental traps is scarcity thinking, the belief that there's never enough, not enough time, not enough money, not enough opportunities. The wealthy operate from an abundance mindset. They understand that value is created, not found. They believe in expansion, not limitation. For the next 7 days, I want you to catch every scarcity thought and replace it with an abundance-driven question. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, ask, how can I create the resources to make this happen? Instead of thinking, I don't have enough time, reframe it as, how can I prioritize better to make room for this? This mental reconditioning will transform the way you approach challenges. The world responds to the energy you project. Scarcity repels opportunities. Abundance attracts them. Another hallmark of wealthy thinking is decisiveness. The rich make decisions quickly and adjust them slowly. They understand that speed of implementation is a competitive advantage. Average thinkers get stuck in analysis paralysis, waiting for perfect conditions that never arrive. For the next 7 days, practice decisive action. When faced with a choice, make a decision within 60 seconds. Trust your instincts. Action breeds clarity. Indecision breeds stagnation. Wealth is a byproduct of decisive, focused execution. But let's address a critical component that often gets overlooked: emotional discipline. The rich don't allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They've trained themselves to respond with logic, not react with impulse. This emotional mastery is what allows them to navigate high-pressure situations with grace. For the next 7 days, develop the habit of emotional check-ins throughout your day. Pause and ask yourself, am I reacting emotionally or am I responding strategically? This simple awareness will elevate the quality of your decisions and preserve your energy for what truly matters. Building routines like the wealthy and thinking like the rich requires you to audit your environment ruthlessly. The people you associate with, the information you consume, the physical spaces you inhabit, all these factors either elevate or erode your performance. The rich curate their environments for growth. They don't tolerate toxic relationships, negative conversations, or cluttered spaces. They understand that environment shapes behavior. For the next 7 days, audit your environment, clean your workspace, limit exposure to negativity. Surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. Now, let's address the financial habits of the wealthy. Rich thinking involves understanding money as a tool for freedom and impact, not just consumption. The wealthy don't spend every extra dollar on liabilities. They allocate resources strategically, investing in assets that grow over time. For the next 7 days, track every dollar you spend. Ask yourself, is this an investment in my future or a momentary indulgence? This level of financial awareness will build the foundation for wealth consciousness. Acting rich is not about spending like the rich. It's about managing resources like a future millionaire would. One of the most powerful routines of wealthy individuals is their commitment to lifelong learning. They understand that their income rarely exceeds their level of knowledge and skill. They read voraciously. They seek mentors. They invest in courses and experiences that expand their capacity. For the next 7 days, dedicate 30 minutes daily to learning something that directly aligns with your goals. Whether it's reading a book, studying a course, or listening to a podcast, feed your mind intentionally. Knowledge compounds faster than money when applied consistently. But learning is only half the battle. The rich turn knowledge into action immediately. They don't get trapped in the cycle of consumption without execution. Every piece of new information is seen through the lens of application. For the next 7 days, after every learning session, identify one immediate action you can take. This closes the gap between knowledge and results. Wealth is created by those who learn, apply, and refine rapidly. Another routine of the wealthy is the practice of gratitude, not as a vague feeling, but as a focused discipline. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what's lacking to what's possible. It primes your mind to operate from a state of abundance. Each morning and evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Be specific. This practice will rewire your brain to seek out opportunities instead of dwelling on problems. Gratitude is a performance enhancer. It fuels resilience and amplifies focus. Now, let's confront a fundamental truth. Building routines like the wealthy and thinking like the rich is not about dramatic overhauls. It's about small, intentional adjustments compounded over time. Success is rarely the result of one big breakthrough. It's the outcome of tiny, disciplined actions stacked day after day. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. For the next 7 days, focus on stacking small wins. Wake up a little earlier. Read a few extra pages. Make one additional high-leverage decision. These small victories build momentum. And momentum is the invisible force that propels you to new levels of performance. Understand this, you are always operating from a system, either a default system that keeps you stuck or a design system that accelerates your growth. Wealthy individuals don't rely on willpower. They design systems that make success automatic. For the next 7 days, audit your current systems. Where are you relying on motivation instead of structure? Where can you implement simple triggers or routines that automate high-performance behaviors? Systematize your success. Don't leave it to chance. Finally, remember that this transformation is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the version of you that's been waiting to be unlocked. The wealthy don't have superhuman abilities. They have superhuman consistency. You have the same 24 hours, the same potential, the same capacity for greatness. The difference is how you choose to structure your days and direct your thoughts. When you design your routines with intentionality, you no longer rely on fleeting motivation. You create an environment where success becomes the natural byproduct of your daily systems. The wealthy understand this. They don't wake up hoping to feel inspired. They wake up knowing their habits will carry them, even on days when motivation is nowhere to be found. This is why consistency beats intensity. Most people think success comes from occasional bursts of effort, but the truth is, the rich win through relentless consistency. They're not necessarily the hardest workers in the room, but they are the most consistent. They show up every day, rain or shine, driven by systems, not moods. For the next 7 days, I want you to internalize this. Consistency is your competitive advantage. When others get bored, you stay the course. When others seek novelty, you master the fundamentals. This is how you quietly separate yourself from the crowd and build unstoppable momentum. Let's shift to another critical factor, how the wealthy handle failure. While the average person sees failure as a signal to retreat, the wealthy treat it as valuable feedback. Failure is not a verdict, it's data. It tells you what didn't work and what needs to be adjusted. For the next 7 days, reframe every setback as a lesson. When something doesn't go as planned, pause and ask yourself, what can I extract from this experience that will make me better? This mindset transforms failure from a stopping point into a stepping stone. The wealthy build routines around reflection and adjustment after every project, after every interaction. They reflect, what did I do right? Where can I improve? How can I optimize this process? This ritual of constant iteration is how they refine their approach and accelerate their success curve. One of the most underrated routines of successful people is daily goal setting. The rich don't just set goals once a year and forget them. They revisit their goals daily. They write them down, they visualize them. This keeps their targets top of mind and influences their micro decisions throughout the day. For the next 7 days, every morning, write down your top 3 goals as if they've already happened. I earn $10, 000 a month, doing what I love. I operate with relentless focus and clarity. I am in the best shape of my life. This primes your subconscious mind to seek alignment between your current actions and your desired identity. Another secret weapon of the rich is their ability to simplify. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Wealthy individuals don't complicate their routines with unnecessary steps. They focus on what's essential and eliminate the rest. They understand that simplicity creates clarity. and clarity breeds action. Look at your current routines. Where are you overcomplicating? Where can you streamline your process to make taking action easier? Remove friction, automate the mundane, delegate the low-value tasks. Simplicity is power. We also need to talk about energy management. The wealthy don't just manage their time, they manage their energy. They know that their best work happens when they are physically, mentally, and emotionally aligned. This is why they prioritize their health. Sleep and mental well-being as non-negotiable components of their success routine. For the next 7 days, audit your energy patterns. Identify when you feel most alert and productive. Structure your most important tasks during these peak energy windows. Protect these blocks from interruptions. Schedule your rest and recovery with the same discipline as your work. The rich view rest as a strategy, not a weakness. They know that pushing through exhaustion leads to diminishing returns. High performers understand that true productivity is about energy optimization, not time maximization. Let's also address the importance of environmental design. Your environment either pulls you toward success or drags you back into mediocrity. Wealthy individuals curate their surroundings to support their goals. Their workspaces are clean, inspiring, and distraction-free. Their digital environments are organized and intentional. For the next 7 days, optimize your physical and digital spaces, clear the clutter from your desk, organize your files, unsubscribe from emails that don't add value. Arrange your environment in a way that makes your desired actions frictionless and automatic. Another non-negotiable routine of the wealthy is self-education. They are obsessed with growth. They understand that every skill learned is a tool that can multiply the results. The difference is they learn with urgency. They don't casually consume information. They study with a purpose. They apply what they learn immediately. For the next 7 days, dedicate 30 minutes to skill building each day, but don't stop at learning, apply it. If you read a chapter on negotiation, have a real conversation where you practice it. If you study a new marketing strategy, implement it immediately. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Wealthy people also master the routine of delayed gratification. While the average person seeks immediate pleasure, the rich understand that the most valuable rewards come to those who are willing to wait and work. They invest time and money today for results they may not see for years. For the next 7 days, practice sacrificing short-term comforts for long-term gains. Skip the unnecessary purchase. Use that time you would spend on mindless entertainment to build a skill. Train yourself to associate discipline with pleasure, knowing that every sacrifice is a deposit into your future success. We must also address the power of intention-driven relationships. The rich are intentional about who they spend their time with. They understand that proximity is power. They seek out mentors, collaborators, and peers who challenge their thinking and elevate their standards. For the next 7 days, audit your relationships, identify who uplifts you, who challenges you, and who drains you. Spend more time with the first two and set boundaries with the third. If you want to grow, you must intentionally engineer an environment where growth is the default. Another critical habit of the rich is their bias toward action. They don't get stuck in overanalysis. They understand that speed of execution beats perfection every day. They take imperfect action, knowing that course correction is easier than starting from a standstill. For the next 7 days, adopt a ready, fire, aim approach. When you get a new idea, act on it quickly. Launch, test, adjust. Momentum favors the bold. Action is the bridge between potential and results. The wealthy also practice emotional detachment from outcomes. They don't tie their self-worth to immediate results. They stay focused on the process, trusting that consistent effort will produce the desired outcomes in due time. For the next 7 days, shift your focus from results to routines. Measure success by how consistently you execute your habit, not by the immediate outcomes. This detachment reduces anxiety and keeps you committed to the long game. One of the most transformative routines is the habit of intentional reflection. Every week, the wealthy take time to review their progress, analyze what's working, and adjust what's not They don't wait until problems escalate. They catch them early and pivot. For the next 7 days, set aside 30 minutes at the end of the week to review your routines. What habits are moving you forward? Which ones are holding you back? This habit of regular reflection ensures that you are always evolving and improving. Let's not forget the role of visualization. The wealthy see their success vividly in their minds before it becomes reality. They rehearse victories in their imagination, which builds the confidence and mental pathways necessary to execute in the real world. For the next 7 days, spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing your ideal day. See yourself executing with excellence, handling challenges with grace, and ending the day feeling accomplished. Visualization is a rehearsal for success. Lastly, the wealthy live by the principle of extreme ownership. They take full responsibility for their results. They don't blame circumstances, the economy, or other people. They understand that their routines, decisions, and mindset are the only variables they control, and that's all they need. For the next 7 days, eliminate blame and excuses from your vocabulary. When faced with setback, ask, what can I do differently to create a better outcome? This level of ownership is rare, but it's the foundation of lasting success. Building routines like the wealthy and thinking like the rich is not a one-time transformation. It's a daily recommitment, a relentless pursuit of excellence in the small things, because the small things become the big things. Habits become identity. Identity shapes destiny. Success is not for the lucky. It's for the intentional, for those who are willing to design their lives with precision, to think on a higher level, and to act in alignment with their ultimate vision day after day after day. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to wait for perfect circumstances. You already have everything you need to build a life of wealth, impact, and freedom. It starts with your routines. It expands through your mindset, and it manifests through your relentless action. Wake up with purpose. Execute with discipline. Reflect with honesty. Adapt with speed, and repeat this cycle until success becomes your default setting. Build routines like the wealthy, think like the rich. And watch as your life transforms before your eyes, not through luck, but through the power of intentional, consistent action.